Hi everyone, today we're going to make coiled bowls. I'm going to start with a form and I'm going to put a layer of newspaper inside my bowl. I do not have to tape it. I'm just going to push it down inside and fold it around. And that's really all I need to do with this. This project will take you approximately 10 to 15 minutes if you set everything up first. So first thing I'm going to set up is my bowl. The next thing I'm going to do is roll out about 10 to 15 coils. I'm going to do this first before I start working on my bowl. So this coil looks pretty good for the center. So I'm just going to, let me move these coils out of the way so that you can see. I'm just going to coil this. I'm going to wrap it around itself. Your coils should be approximately more or less plus or minus ½ inch. If you go any thinner, then chances are excellent that your bowl is going to be too thin in spots and it's going to fall apart. So now I'm just going to sit this right in the center of my bowl. And then I'm going to roll up some more. And I'm just going to keep doing that. 1, 2, 3, 4. That looks good. I'll put that right beside the other one. And then I'm just going to go all the way around. And I'll try to keep this ring about the same size. About is the operative word here. Does not have to be perfect. So I'm going to put each one right beside the other. And I'm kind of pushing them in because I want to get that bowl shape. And I'll do another one. And let's see, I'm going to set that one aside for later. This one looks pretty good. Then I'll do another one. And I'm just going to keep doing these all about the same size until I fill up this section of my bowl. So 2 more should do it. That can go right there. And this one can go right here. And that looks just about right. So it filled up the entire bottom of my bowl. Now I'm going to make a few more of these. I'm just going to make some small, little bitty coils to tuck in right about here. I think I want that one a little more round. Yeah, there we go. That looks good. And I'm just going to stick those in between the spots. And I'm going to do that all the way around my bowl. I'm just going to wedge those down in there. And what this is doing is it's filling up those little gaps. There's a gap there, so I need to fill that one up. And then I'm going to do, let's see, 1, 2 more. And that should be enough of those. That's pretty good. Now I'm going to take some of these little pieces and I'm just going to stick them one on top of the other to fill up that space. See how fast this is going? This is actually a really, really simple project if you prepare everything first. This one could use a little bit of ball of clay right here before I start putting the coil on top, because that's just a tiny little space. Little piece right here, little piece right there. I'm just going to keep going around like that, filling in those empty spots. Now I'm down to right where I started. So the last thing I'm going to do is I'm going to take this big coil that I reserved, and I'm going to wrap it right around the top to make a nice even surface on the top of the bowl. And then I have a few more spots that I need to fill in, and I'm just going to fill those in with little balls of clay, because this will make it much, much easier for you to smooth. You are going to have to smooth this entire bowl out. I'm not going to sit here and make you watch me smooth this bowl out. What I am going to do is I'm going to show you one that I've previously worked on as soon as I'm finished with this one. So as soon as you've got your whole clay surface filled in, then you can start smoothing. And I recommend taking a damp sponge and just smoothing over the surface with a damp sponge. You're going to need to start with your fingers though. Just start smoothing and smoothing and smoothing. Try not to leave any rough spots. Imagine that this is a bowl that you're going to eat out of. And if you leave a bunch of rough spots, that's areas that food can get caught in there. And it might not be very pleasant to eat out of it. And it certainly won't be very pleasant to try to clean it. So you want to smooth that whole thing out and stick it all together, so it's nice and smooth. And this is what it should look like when you're finished. Now this bowl has been sitting for about 15 minutes. So I'm going to turn it over, dump it out, and peel the newspaper off of it. And at this point, you can start to see how your design looks. With this one, I did little clay balls, and then I just did a wrap around all the way around it and then put my clay piece on the top of it. But the last thing I want to do to this project is I want to put some feet on it. So there are a couple of different ways you can do some feet. You can take a coil and just wrap it around like this and slip and score it on. Again, wait till it's been sitting for about 15 minutes before you do this, because if you do it too soon, it's going to be too soft to work with. So you have to slip and score this on there. The other way is you can take a couple of balls of clay, and you really only need about 3. Just to make a triangle. So it's sort of like that. So the bowl will stand up. So I'm going to slip and score this on there. It's really, really important that you follow those 3 S's that we talked about: slip, score, and smooth. Because if you don't slip and score and smooth, then these little balls are going to fall off in the kiln. And believe me, it happens all the time. So I'm roughing it up. Roughing it up on the surface also. Both sides need to be roughed up. I'm going to smash them together. And then I'm going to slip and score this 3rd one. Now, before I smooth them down, I'm going to flip my bowl over and make sure that it's even and it's not falling over on one side and one of the balls isn't bigger than the other. That looks pretty good. It seems to be holding well. So I'm going to smooth out this rim a little bit. Flip it over. Oops, see, they're already sticking to the table because I didn't smooth them. But now I want to smooth them. So I'm just going to take my clay tool, and I'm going to go around it, and I'm going to smooth it out. If your bowl looks like it's deflating, just readjust it. It's fine. After you've smoothed it on there, and it seems like it's pretty well adhered and doesn't feel like it's going anywhere, then you can put your bowl on the shelf to dry. But you need to make sure you don't have any rough spots around. Mine looks pretty good. I don't see any major issues here. But I'm going to write my name, or at least my initials, in the bottom. You should also put your class period on here. If you have any questions about this project, come see me. Hopefully that simplified it for you and made things a little bit easier.